After years of trade war tensions and sky-high tariffs, the world's two biggest economies have just hit the pause button. Could this be the beginning of a new economic era? It's the kind of breakthrough no one saw coming after months of rising tensions, tit-for-tat tariffs, and economic uncertainty that the United States and China have just agreed to significantly slash trade tariffs between them. And it all happened quietly, in a lakeside conference room in Switzerland over the weekend. Let's break it down. Following several bruising rounds of tariff increases, some as steep as 245% on Chinese goods entering the US, and a fierce 125% retaliation on American imports into China, the two economic giants have finally agreed to ease off. In a surprise move, they've both decided to cut tariffs by 115% for the next 90 days, while they go back to the negotiation table. That's a big deal. Why? Because for years now, these tariff hikes have acted like a slow-moving economic wrecking ball, hurting businesses, slowing trade, and driving up prices on everything from electronics to farm goods. It's been, as one top US diplomat put it, an embargo in all but name. So what changed? According to US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessant, both Washington and Beijing now realize that continuing down the path of decoupling, the economic equivalent of a divorce, would hurt everyone. He said, neither side wants that. We want trade, balanced trade, and we're committed to getting there. The US is also pushing for China to open up more to American goods, hoping that fresh purchase agreements could help fix what's currently the largest trade deficit in US history. Besant didn't hold back when pointing fingers either, suggesting the previous US administration had largely ignored the problem. So how did China react? Our China correspondent Laura Bicker explains that while China has been defiant in public, retaliating against every US move and promising not to back down, there's been quiet concern bubbling under the surface. China's economy is already under pressure, with a housing crisis and sky-high youth unemployment, and the added strain of tariffs wasn't helping. Behind closed doors, officials started to worry that if they didn't come to the table, they might get pushed out of global trade deals altogether, especially with Donald Trump threatening to sideline China in future agreements. After nearly 7 hours of tough negotiations on Saturday and more on Sunday, the two sides shocked analysts by reaching an agreement no one thought was possible this soon. But before we start popping champagne, let's be clear. This is just a temporary truce. The 90-day suspension gives both sides breathing room, but a wider deal will be much harder to hammer out. And despite the friendly tone in official statements, China's Commerce Ministry made sure to throw in a final jab, reminding the world that they still believe the US started this whole mess. The next 3 months will be crucial. If both sides stick to the plan, we might finally see an end to this trade war. But if talks break down again, we could be right back where we started. So, will the world's top two economies find common ground? Or is this just a brief calm before the next storm? Stay tuned for updates as this story unfolds.